Hi, Jim Moyna here with Moyna Bass Fishes. And I want to tell you about one super easy mistake to make when you're rigging up a brand new Minnkota Ultrex trolling motor like this one on my brand new Ranger bass boat. So it's a silly mistake. It's a common mistake, and if you're new to the Ultrex, or maybe this could be applicable to other Minnkota trolling motors as well. But this mistake, you could end up wasting a lot of time having to figure this mistake out. And what it is super easy. It's super simple. But what happens is you can turn on the power on the foot pedal. And did you hear that beep? Okay, that means it's powered up. Okay, now when you turn on the momentary power switch, okay, there's the dial there. Okay, so I put it on 3. So this is the on-off switch here. So when you hit that, oh no, I just rigged up my trolling motor. It doesn't work. The prop's not spinning. It's like, oh my God, I thought I did everything according to the directions. The prop's not spinning. It did power up. There must be something wrong. Let me check the voltage of the wires coming into so it leads you on to, you start checking the batteries, you start checking the wiring, you start checking the voltages, making sure all that's up to snuff. That all checks out. And then it's like, dang, this trolling motor must be broken from the factory. Well, no, it's not broken from the factory. It's actually meant to not turn the propeller when the motor is stowed like this. And it's really actually a very good safety feature to have, because you don't want this propeller to turn when it's stowed like this, because you might leave your boat in a parking lot. Who knows? Somebody might come around and turn that thing on, and somebody could be by the prop, or you could. There's just any number of times I've seen so many people get their fingers get hacked by these propellers because the motor's in this position, and for whatever reason the power switch is turned on, and I've seen people's fingers get really messed up bad because of it. So it's a really, really good safety features. So all that has to happen is this just has to be deployed down, and then the propeller will spin. It's a really cool safety feature, and but it can, and I've fallen for this a couple times now, because I know this, and I felt so silly because my buddy Joe is helping me rig this up, and we got to the point where we turned on the power, and I went to hit the propeller, and I'm like, oh no, what's going on? And I felt so, when I finally realized that, oh no, that's right, these things have the safety feature in them. So I really felt stupid about it, because I've known this, because I've fallen for it before. Like the first Ultrex I ever had, I remember I didn't know this about it, and so that very first time, that sent me calling people and asking people about how do I fix this, but it's just a simple safety feature. So that's something. Just don't forget that. It's a good thing to know when you're, especially. I mean, it's something you may not know, especially if you're new to these motors. And the safety feature, I don't know how many of their models they have this on. Maybe all of them. I don't really know, but this Ultrex, they definitely do. So power off that. So here's the other thing I put in. Put in this charger into this boat. Rigged that up yesterday. It's a 4-bank charger. Maybe I'll just get right in the boat and show it to you. It's a 4-bank charger. And it actually charges lithium, lead acid, and AGM batteries. So you got, and each bank you can set each of the 4 banks to their own position. Because in this boat, I actually have an AGM battery, and then there's an AGM battery, and then I got these lithiums. So I can set the bank for this AGM battery it's just these are. It's just you got a button there. You got a button there. There behind this cable there, and there, and so you just press those buttons and then the light will light up. The print's really small here, but it says lithium and AGM and so on, lead acid AGM. So the light up will light up to according to which one it is, and then it'll that actually after it lights up, it switches over to the charging indicator, which is what it's on now. Like this is showing. Oops, this is showing 100% charged, 100%. But it's really, I'm new to it, so we'll see how it turns out. Should be, I don't know. Hopefully, keeps me on the water as long as I want to be. So, anyhow, what else do we got to do with this boat? As long as I got you here watching this video, next we got to put the electronics in. And my God, is that ever... These electronics are so complicated. First of all, I'm going to put in this is the... Or no, it's this one right here. Because that's going back. That's the trolling. This is the trolling motor wiring. Heavy duty, but the Ranger already puts the same gauge wiring in, so I don't need that. So that's going back to Tackle Warehouse. But in here is what's called the C-Clear wiring. It's super heavy duty wiring, and because I'm going to be running all my electronics off of one battery and one battery only, and there won't be nothing else. And that'll help with the interference and battery life. So that's that. And then over here, this blows my mind. It's gonna be a long process. So I got these are all like, you know, Ethernet cables, this, NEMA, that, antennas, just all this stuff goes into it. Look at all these things. Here's the, what is this? The active imaging transducer. This is the forward sonar. And then all this wiring and supporting pieces and components that go along with all this stuff. So oh my gosh, you got a lot. Oh, of course. Then in these two bottom cardboard boxes are so that's gonna take me a long time to do all this. That's for sure, because it was surprising how long it took just to do the trolling motor. And I'm not, you know, this is really the first time I've ever decided to rig everything out like this. But there's two advantages to that. One is, you know, all the components, you know, and you know how everything's hooked together, wired together. So when there is a problem down the road, you're better positioned to deal with it. So, but it's going to be a challenge because I've never wired up my electronics before. Although I did put that C-Clear in my last boat. So that kind of got my feet wet on the whole deal and got me kind of familiar with kind of what does lay out, how things do hook up together. So, but it's going to be a process. I mean, I'm always afraid to drill holes in brand new boats. I'm super afraid. I mean, before I drill a hole, I think everything that could possibly go wrong with this hole is in the right place. Am I drilling through the bottom of the hull? Am I going to drill through a wire behind this fiberglass? You know, just because those are big mistakes, and you don't want to make those mistakes. Anyhow, that's it from my world today, and can't wait to get this thing on the water, but it won't be for a couple months for this boat, as we are still waiting on a Mercury motor. So, but we're going to get all this stuff rigged up, going to get the wrap on next week, and then I'll just be waiting for that Mercury to come in. So anyhow, over.